No questions, please, because I don't have any answers as I stand here today. It is too early for me to have any answers. I'm not even sure why I was invited to come to this. But 2 weeks, I guess, we hit the road to go to Diddle Arena. Western Kentucky is a great women's basketball program, so it's a great way to start. But I seriously don't have a whole lot of answers. I probably know one player that's going to start, and that could change tomorrow's practice. So a lot of questions up in the air, brand new staff. It's been an interesting summer, but we're plugging right along, and it's upon us. So I don't have a lot to say today.
Well, I've got a few questions.
Okay, Connor.
New staff, almost entirely new team. Have you ever had an off season like this?
I have lost my entire staff before. I think when you have, the success that we do, people come calling, and all three of those guys were great. Ben was with me for like 7-8 years. He was family, very, very close to David and Marquez. So missing them as not just coworkers, but as human beings. But they went to places where they're getting paid more. Different conferences, that type of thing. But I think what was tricky, quite honestly, was I lost him in May, and I didn't get to hire him until late summer. And so it was me and Allie Troney, who is my Dobo, and one of our GAs that had to work all summer. So that was a different type of summer for us. But it's worked out okay. I mean, we've got a team full of people. We bring them in for summer school for 5 weeks, and they have gelled pretty well. We went on a team retreat. And they seem to like each other there, but it's all different in the summertime. Everybody's happy at then you put the starting lineup out there, and then the minutes change, and then that's when the things start to happen. But so far, we're all good, except we haven't had a practice. I could count on one hand how many practices we've had with the entire team there. So that's kind of been a wrinkle in the equation.
Any reason for that?
Injuries.
Coach Gardner talks so much about being like a psychiatrist out there with gelling with a new team together like that is. Do you become a little bit of a psychiatrist unless with a head coach?
Well, I hire people out for that. That's above my knowledge. I went to Georgia as P major, so. I think it's. I think he said it tongue-in-cheek, but I think every coach in America of any sport at any level, that's what we've become. But, I will say that with our 6 new players, only one is a freshman, and the rest of them are 20 and above, and they're much more, I enjoy coaching that age. I enjoy coaching people that have been there at different schools, whether it's Division I or junior college. They just come in with a different mentality. They understand the time management. So I have enjoyed our 5 transfers, and I think they're hard workers. They're hungry. We've got people from other conferences that wanted to come here to win a championship. We got junior college players that played for championships in the JUCO, but they know the expectations here. And so and they're also I counted the other day. We have 12 players. And I think 8 of the 12 last year started on one team or another. And so they're all used to being starters. So that's the tricky part. So when we first started the summer practices, it was probably the most competitive 5-on-5 that we've had in a long, long time. Now, with one other thing I want to make sure I note is that we have got an amazing male practice squad. We have guys here at Mercer that come every day, religiously show up. They're great players, they're great people. And that really helps us when we're low on numbers to have these guys that we practice with every day.
When it comes to fighting for minutes like that, like you said, once you put out the starting lineup, could that be a good thing in a way in terms of all these different players fighting for playing time and pushing themselves to one up each other in practice?
It's good for me. It's good for me because even in our really good years, I look down the bench and I'm like, okay, keep playing even though you're tired. And now I think we do a whole lot more substituting. I think for the athlete, it makes them come to practice every day and have to give effort versus, sometimes taking plays off, that type of thing. But so far I think it's going to be a good thing. We'll see. We'll see how attitudes, that type of thing, may or may not change. But seriously, right now it gives me the luxury. We may not have the same starting lineup for a few months. We may never have the same starting lineup. I will mention that this is going to be anybody that's followed us since I've been here. We've always been very guard dominated. That's kind of what I've gone through, and so this is a team that and I know this is recorded, so I hope it works. But I think we're going to be really good in our post game this year. Yep, I said the post game. So that'll be a lot different. But right now, our post players are really competitive, really strong, play hard, and I'm excited about our post game right now.
And that's something, I know you look for stability in over the last few years. Does that lend itself to being maybe a bit of a more defensive-minded team a little bit?
Well, I was going to wear my defense shirt, Daniel, today. That's what I had picked out to wear, but we are not playing very good defense right now, so I'm going to hold on to that. That's what my hope is at. We're not. I've always had great skilled shooters from Lania, Kiki, that group on back, and right now we don't necessarily have what I would consider like that pure shooter type player. So I was going to lean on our defense, but right now we're not looking great there. But again, what we're doing with our post players, we're having to now. This is what guards have to learn how to do: pass the ball to the post, because a lot of guards aren't great, especially if they're scoring guards. No matter what level, they've not learned how to pass. So we've been working on the pass this fall.
And the one thing I wanted to ask lastly is, I think this is a program now. You would agree that anything short of a conference championship is, not what you guys want to be doing. Does this team have an understanding of that, and are they ready for that role?
That's a great comment, because, when I first got here, that was the one and only goal, win a championship. And then we've won 9. And so, yeah, in my mind, that is, championship or bust, quite honestly. And, we don't try to, cram it down our new players' throats, because you walk into our locker room and you know it, right? You whatever. But you have to be careful, because on one hand, sometimes players come here, they think they inherit that championship, and they have done nothing. So you got to be very careful to make sure they know that was the past, and this is every year is a brand new year. But in my mind, unequivocally, that is the goal.